it looks like we will see a Blue Jay debut in the top of the 7th. Louie Varland just came over from the Minnesota Twins along with Ty France. Looks like he's coming in next half inning.
Well, if it stays like this, what a great way to bring in a new pitcher. We saw a very excited Louie Varland speaking to the media today. Excited to be with his new team. Excited about everything that's going on. Being in first place, and he can't wait to debut. So why not do it in a lower leverage spot if possible?
Varland's got kind of an infectious, and again, we've known him barely, like we just met him today, but kind of an infectious energy about him. In the clubhouse, he walked to his locker. This is a few hours ago, obviously. And 2 of Jose Barrios' sons were running around. And the next thing you know, the 3 of them were in conversation. And he's like, hey, is that a new glove? Can I see it? And he's just got what appears to be a very nice, engaging way about it. But that's not why they got him. They got him because he throws 98.
They didn't get him to be Uncle Louie.
No. That's a bonus. They got him because he throws 98, has a huge ground ball rate, and has pitched very, very well for the Minnesota Twins out of the bullpen this year.
And it's an electric 98. It's one of those fastballs with good carry. He gets good extension. And I remember watching him as a starter in the past against the Blue Jays. And most hitters will tell you, those are the types of fastballs that really get on you.
The stuff's different, though, out of the bullpen. It's really played up, throwing much harder. He's had much more success this year as a reliever than he had the last couple of years as a starter. Not uncommon.
John Schneider was asked about that today. Moving forward, do you envision him maybe becoming a rotation pitcher again? And he's like, wait a minute here.
To deep left center, but it'll be caught on the track by Isbell. And Waka sets down the Blue Jays in order, and here comes Louie Varland. '27-year-old Louie Varland acquired yesterday from the Minnesota Twins. This will not be the typical kind of situation for Varland. He's going to be a high leverage guy. He's going to come in to protect leads, but here in his Blue Jay debut, he'll come in with them trailing 5-4. A local guy for the Twins, St. Paul, Minnesota, less than 2 years in the big leagues. The Blue Jays have him for 5 years after this one, and he admits he was kind of blindsided by the deal. Didn't think he'd be traded. 98 on the outside corner. Hello. And it's 0-1, and that is what his fastball averages. He has thrown 10 pitches this year at 100 or higher.
A little bit of a short arm, too. You see that ball come out of his glove. It's not that big arm swing you see from a lot of pitchers. So it's a bit of a short arm, and then he just slings it. But that good knuckle curve as well has been an excellent pitch for him.
Fouled off, and it's 1-2. Garcia is described as a guy who's got a very aggressive mentality on the mound. In high school, not only did he play baseball, he played football, and he was also an all-state wrestler. And that's the knuckle curveball that is right there with the fastball in terms of being his most important pitch.
Such a good secondary pitch when you've got a fastball that's riding in the zone at 98. Hitters have to gear up for the velocity.
99. 99.1 to be exact, and he just, on his 5th pitch as a Blue Jay, just tied the fastest pitch any Blue Jay has thrown this year. Jimmy Garcia had one at 99.
I think the adrenaline's going with his new team here. First appearance.
Man, that's almost like the right-handed version of Brendan Little's knuckle curve. That is a hard curveball. Look at Pete Walker.
All eyes are on him. Watching every move he makes in that delivery. That's one thing they'll do. They'll just let him go. Take a look at him first couple of times out.
The only person he knows, other than Ty France, who came with him from the Twins, is Blue Jay hitting coach David Hopkins, who was the hitting coach for the Twins the last couple of years. Grounded out to second. Clement on to first, one down. Let's say hello again to Hazel.
Dan, Varland watched as the Twins started dismantling their bullpen. He said guys on expiring contracts, which is why he said the whole trade threw him for a loop. He said he felt really, quote-unquote, sad was the word he used when he heard about the trade, but has felt real welcomed by his new team. Of course, he's going to be sad. He was drafted by his hometown team, Dan, but he feels right at home now.
Hazel, thank you. He drops a knuckle curve in for a strike to Adam Frazier. Varland has pitched here before. When he was a starter 2 years ago, he started a game here at the Rogers Center with the roof closed, as he remembered it. Ground ball to first, backhanded by Vladdy. The flip in time, 2 down. And he told us before the game he gave up a 3-run home run to Matt Chapman. Big crowd, roof closed, noise, noise, noise. And he remembers the feeling. He said, I'm glad they're on my side now, that they'll be cheering for me instead of making noise when I give up a home run. So he was very surprised, but he is happy to be a Blue Jay and happy to be playing on a first-place team.
I was surprised, too. I'm sure most people were, because you don't normally see players with this much team control dealt at the deadline. And, of course, you mentioned first year pitching solely out of the bullpen, and has he ever found his comfort zone?
Number 9 hitter Kyle Isbell is 1 for 2.
As he said today, it's easier to navigate a lineup once or to go out and get 3 outs rather than having to get 18 or 21 outs.
Wow. The acquisitions of Sir Anthony Dominguez and Louie Varland have continued a trend that we've seen the last couple of years when the Blue Jays made a noticeable change and prioritized more velocity, more swing and miss out of the bullpen, as many teams are doing.
Heard some guys in the clubhouse today talking. It's so different now, too, because it used to be that you'd have guys throwing 91, 92, and then all of a sudden a guy comes in throwing 98. Now they're all up there. So as hitters, you're gearing up for it all the time.
He and Dominguez become the 2 hardest throwers out of the bullpen. And Jeff Hoffman throws pretty hard. Jimmy Garcia, when healthy, obviously throws pretty hard. But Varland and Dominguez, their average fastball velocity, those 2 guys are at the top. Dominguez, a couple of nice outings in Baltimore. Swing and a miss. Look at that knuckle curve and the drop on that. And that is a very fine way for Louie Varland to begin his Blue Jay career, setting down the Royals in order here in the top of the 7th.